This month, we're sharing testimonies from our listeners and some of our previous guests. Testimonies of God's direction, miraculous moments on set, examples of God taking what was offered and multiplying it in ways that were never imagined. Here's one of those testimonies.
This is the Faith and Family Filmmakers Podcast, helping filmmakers who share a Christian worldview stay in touch, informed, and inspired. Quiet on set. Rolling.
Hi, this is Julie Korogodon. I want to share a little bit of what happened this year and how God worked really mightily. I had written a Christmas screenplay about a year ago. I started it in an organization for writers, had a class for writing a holiday feature, and I worked on it, revised it, etc. And then in May of this year, they were sponsoring a Hollywood trip to go pitch, which I signed up for. I had 10 minutes with each agent, 2 agents, and I pitched the script with a pitch deck, and I thought it went okay. One of them seemed interested, the other one wasn't that interested, but at the end of the pitch, I had a minute left, and I mentioned a pilot to him that I was working on, that I had done actually, but I was revising and making it better. But I mentioned that it was another possibility that might be a fit. We had a minute, so I couldn't really get into it much, and I left feeling like I just missed it, because he seemed much more interested in the pilot that I was mentioning them in the last minute. So I ended up feeling pretty down because nothing came out of those 2 pitches. And that trip, at least nothing, according to what I could see at the time. And then we fast forward to this month, and I have done a lot of revisions to that pilot. It's gotten very good placement in competitions and festivals, so it's getting a little more attention. And I'm really happy with how it evolved since May. And I signed up for a pitch fest online with the same organization. They were bringing in some agents, and it turns out I was pitching to the same agent that I saw in May. Mind you, I thought, is this good or bad? Because he didn't like my work then. Is he going to like it now? Should I ask for a different agent? If possible, can I be assigned to somebody different? I was like really spinning my wheels in my head, and I'm just like, you know what? Let me just go with it. I'm not going to ask anything or special treatment, nothing. Just go for it. So I did the pitch last week, and it was 3 minutes, and I was extremely passionate about it. It is a passion project. I weave some scripture into it. Definitely not a Christian pilot per se, but definitely presents church juxtaposed with the concert hall and this musical family. It's very brooding and prestige television type of thing. Anyway, he could not have been more complimentary, more favorable. I was just overwhelmed with joy. He just loved it. He said, "I love it," and I was just like, "Wow." It's I couldn't. I was just overwhelmed, and then the next day, I got an email from him asking if he can take a look at the script, and I just freaked out. I was so excited. I couldn't believe it. Like the 4th largest agency in the world, and they want to see my script. I can't put into words just the exhilaration that I was feeling. And I think it's really a story of like redemption. Like I had that experience in May. I trusted that it was for something. I didn't know what, but I just was really down after the trip. And then God comes along and brings the same agent back into my life and lets me have a second chance to pitch what I regretted and kicked myself for not pitching in May. And then, I don't know what's going to happen. But here's the thing. He actually, when I sent it, I'm like, oh, now I'm going to be checking email every day, right? He responded right away and said, "Thanks, Julie. Probably not going to get to this till Christmas break. I'm pretty busy wrapping up year-end stuff for my clients." And I'm like, God, you think of everything. Like God knew I was going to be like obsessing over this. And he's like, Julie, I know you. Don't obsess. It's going to get read, just not right away. And I feel like that's a lot of the walk as an artist, a Christian artist. Is like, you know that God's got you. God's got you in the palm of his hand, but it doesn't always feel like the timing is what you'd like it to be. But you could trust it, you know. And if another 10 rejections come, I can still trust his timing. And that's the beauty of it. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Faith and Family Filmmakers Podcast. If you've been enjoying this podcast, take a moment to follow or subscribe on your favorite podcast player so you don't miss an episode. And if you'd like to support the production of this podcast, you can leave a tip at faffpodcast.com/support. Bringing filmmakers together for faith and family.